This Wednesday, I sit with a thought, a belief, a goal, a great mission that today is the day when I will finish this chapter. That happened for the 1000th time and in the same pattern like all this 9 months when I haven't wrote a single new chapter. We'll save for the previous week. But this latest chapter, like this chapter, like almost a bridge that is not finished and the story can go further. This Wednesday evening, I'm relaxed, everything is good, everything is fine. I sit with this thought, today is the day. I go to sleep defeated because I have no idea how I should do it. It's once again the same. I feel lost, the character feels lost, everyone feels lost, and it doesn't work. Here I wrote the plot points, the things that should be mentioned in the story. I sticked it so I can see it right in front of my eyes. And what do you think? None of it helps. I can't discover what is wrong. And guess what? 9 months passed. I still couldn't figure it out what's wrong. And it happened to be the thing that I suspected the least. Like I never looked at that direction. The first things were routine. I don't know where it's going. Thousands of things, a lot of psychology turned upside down because I can't move further. Like, what is wrong? It ended up that it was a wrong character. It was a wrong point of view. All this time, I thought that point of view is not that important. Like, that it slightly colors the chapter, like, to the character's worldview and experience. Like, that point of view cannot change the core of the chapter. It turns out that the core of the chapter is actually really subjective. Because, altogether, with the point of view, I brought up character's experience, as I said. And for example, like in this chapter, there's a lot of new characters, new place. This chapter turns into one whole abyss and confusion. Only questions, little answers. So it became, and it's much more complicated, okay? I always thought that it's not that deep. Like, it can't be that it's so... That can be the issue. Like I said, I wasn't looking even at that direction. That's almost a year I've been suffering on this chapter. And I have been suffering on the wrong thing. Like how much I did. I thought, alright, I'm a horrible writer. My whole routine is wrong. All the chapters I wrote are wrong. But no, I wouldn't look at the person who's telling the story. I wouldn't look at the character who actually lives through this chapter. And once again, I haven't heard that there's such issue. I haven't heard anyone saying that that could be the issue. All I heard, your stakes aren't clear enough. Maybe you don't know where the story goes. Maybe try some routine, I don't know, sacrifice a lamb in order for it to be written. But not the point of view. And it seems ridiculous, because it's actually important. For all this time, like I said, I thought, well, it can't be that important. Like, as I said, it slightly tints the chapter into that character's color. But the core should stay the same. This and this happens. But in order for this and this to hit emotionally, character should relate to this. Character should feel emotional to this and this. I never thought that was the issue. No one ever says that point of view could be the issue. At least I haven't heard of it. Maybe someone did say it, but I hadn't wrote it a single thing. I haven't heard of it even a single time. And I have watched a few videos. Like a few, maybe 50. So I don't know. I was yesterday, once again, I was cooking. And I was sitting and I was just like, what's wrong with this chapter? Like, why? And I feel defeated. Now I felt like maybe this time I'll approach with clear view, I was ready, but my character wasn't. Like I said, all this time I've been searching. Maybe stakes are not clear enough. I did stakes. I inserted them. They sound terrifying. But not for my character. For this character, they mean nothing. That means something for the other character. From his point of view, these stakes mean nothing. He has his own goal. And these stakes don't mean anything for him. He already has a plan and everything. He has it all sorted out. But for this character, these stakes can mean the world. And I just couldn't write from her point of view because, once again, so let me explain why I couldn't write from her point of view, if it could solve so much. Let's assume this character's number is 11. It's not already, but for now it's written chapter 11. That's the last chapter, chapter 11. I already wrote a chapter from her point of view, chapter 10. So I can't make both chapters from her point of view at the same time, like 2 times in a row. Maybe technically I could, but I can't. It all kind of aligns together. So, as I said in my previous weekly recap, I wrote a completely different chapter in one sitting from different characters, like from completely different characters' point of view. And then, I don't know how I didn't think about it before. I don't know how. I don't know why. And I have been watching so much, and I heard it so much. And I kind of accepted, yes, some people do it, and I mean, it's a good trick. But why didn't I use it? I don't know. I am frying these pancakes, once again. I'm frying them, and I just like, but wait. I could all end it in a horrific cliffhanger. I could end it in such this teasing way, jump to another point of view that has nothing to do with what happens right now, and then return. Like from completely different approach, and I could create this dread. I could try to. And I was just like sitting and just like, why? Why haven't once again, why didn't it happen before? But then, once again, I wouldn't have accepted it because I had to write this chapter from this Aviel's point of view in order for me to know that there's such possibility. And once again, I don't know whether should I be grateful or offended, because once again I feel both. But from the first moment, I felt that it was wrong. Once again, I didn't listen to my intuition. I should have listened to it, because when I was writing that 10th chapter, it also felt so wrong for some reason. I couldn't. Well, it didn't work, okay? It didn't work. That 10th chapter didn't work as well. So that previous chapter didn't work as well. But I finished it. Then I was just like, alright, I finished this 10th chapter. Don't breathe at it. I finished it. It's finished. Don't touch it. Don't edit it. Don't look at it. It's finished. And I moved to this 11th chapter. And I wonder for some reason, why is it not working? And I always perceived that this chapter will be written from her point of view. But it didn't work. Do certain... Okay, all these issues got tangled up. And if I would be less impulsive and a bit more patient, which I have an issue, and I had to learn this lesson, I had to be patient. And if I would be patient and I would untangle it all one by one, I would have finished maybe the whole book by now. Hurts a lot, but that I'm not done. So, I sensing that this is bad, that it would be impossible, it would be very hard for me to write from his point of view this chapter. For him, it's a new place, new people, everything is new. He has no idea how it all works. But then, there's two ways. So in one hand, when character doesn't know a bit of things, like he's discovering something new, it is a good thing because like character gets to discover everything altogether with the reader. So reader gets to know altogether with the character, and it's good because they get and the confusion and the question and the answer together. Works great. But if character has no idea what's going on, has no idea what should he do, what are the traditions in this place, what are their common, like what is the dynamic between this character, who is related to who does what, then it's just complete confusion for the character and for the reader and for the author. And when I approach to this 11th chapter, already sensing that it's a bad idea, I thought that it will be challenging. But I have mistaken the good challenge with how am I supposed to do it challenged. So let me explain. The good challenge is when you looked at it and just you feel curious, how will you do it? In a good way, like in a positive way, you feel challenged that, well, how am I supposed to do it? And just like you feel curious, you'll be thinking about how am I supposed to do it. Bad challenged is you see the whole mess, or at least that's how I perceive it. As you can tell, I'm not a clean, very tidy person, so I imagine there's a bunch of mess all around the room, and you somehow should clean it all up. And instead of being curious, how will you do it? You kind of feel this dread. So I kind of looked at it with this kind of dread challenge. So yes, I'll have to once again reshape the book itself as how will I build it. So once again, I recalled how George Martin does it in Games of Thrones, because I'm currently reading it. He cuts the chapter like on this kind of question or on this cliffhanger, and then a completely different point of view, like completely unrelated to, for example, that question that was on which was ended that previous chapter, if you get what I mean. So that's I heard that people do it. Some people do it poorly. Like some writers do it poorly. For me, because sometimes it's just like they try to create this effect, but it doesn't work because it needs ground in order for it to work. So right now I'll need to build the ground. I already started reshaping my book. I'm reshaping it. Not completely, but there's a lot of reshaping coming. In prologue, in chapter 5, 6, a lot of reshaping, a lot of I guess that's because I started writing it already, like without knowing how will I build it. And meanwhile, my view on how and what and about what I am writing changed countless of times. Some things I don't even remember. So I don't know. I cannot say that I am. So don't start writing unless you have a clear view where you're going. I don't know whether that would be true, because even when there is a chance that, for example, like it happened to me, I already thought I have a clear view on how the story goes and where the story goes. But meanwhile, while I was writing, it changed. So I cannot say don't do it like me and plan every chapter. I tried, but once again, it didn't prove useful, it didn't work, it didn't fit. So I guess, yes, I needed to spend this 9 months trying and searching and discovering. And I can't say that I wasted this 9 months. That would be wrong. But yes, of course, I would want for it to go faster. But on the other hand, I did a lot of things. And yes, maybe I have hope that I will, of course, I'll need to think of which chapter I will insert in the middle in order for like to write this. Okay, I just not to dive into these explanations, you won't get it either way, but I am now currently rethinking it all. That's what I have for this week. So that's where I end my video. I hope it helped. If it did, comment. If it didn't, comment as well. Maybe you have other assumptions. So that's all, folks.